It's game day in the DMV. We had the top two offenses in the CIAA and a couple Player of the Year candidates, and Bowie State's gunslinger Amir Hall going score for score with the fastest man in the DMV, Trenton Kemp. So put some mumbo sauce on those wings, cause this game was tough, Mo, on my mother, Slim. 47-35 Virginia State. Trojans get the big win on homecoming, stay undefeated, and officially take control of the CIAA North. Oh yeah, the Trojans had some words for us at HBCU Game Day about our Twitter pick for this week.
Hey, HBCU Game Day, we on state. See you. Hey, we the truth. We the truth. Y'all better recognize.
Hey everyone, Tarik Cohen here. This week's episode of the No Huddle, just moments away, but there is a small caveat. This week, we highlight the return of football at Florida Memorial University, and we showcase some of the great work done by the student athletes there, as well as head football coach Tim Ice Harris, an icon in South Florida. But after production on this episode was completed, HBCU Game Day published multiple stories on a coronavirus outbreak on the campus of Florida Memorial, along with a lack of transparency by officials there. Several student athletes have also voiced concern directly to us about the job being done by Athletic Director Ernest T. Jones. This is an ongoing story. You can read the latest from all sides at HBCUGameday.com. So keep that context in mind as we move forward with today's episode of The No Huddle.
Oh, it's hot, 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 hot.
You know how we do it at HBCU game, man. Froze up. You know what time it is.
You already know. Flag.
Turn down, turn down. Turn down for what?
Thank y'all.
Hey, what's up, gang? The No Huddle is back, and it would not be a party without you. So thanks for hanging out. I'm Tarik Cohen. Let's buckle up for another week of HBCU football pandemic style. Let's catch up on some of the big headlines that happened this week that you can always catch at HBCUGameday.com. Chris Paul, we all know him, a huge advocate of HBCUs. He's now a student at an HBCU. Paul dropped the news during a recent interview on ESPN that he is currently enrolled, wait for it, at Winston-Salem State University. Paul left Wake Forest University just across town after his sophomore season to enter the NBA draft, and he's done pretty well with that basketball thing, right? The MEAC announced that it will accept an automatic playoff bid for this spring's NCAA FCS playoffs. The first ever MEAC football championship game is going to be held on the weekend of April 16th through the 18th, and since the conference their first season in 1971, the championship game has always been decided by the regular season record, and that has been interesting to say the least. Your Jackson State news update. Facility upgrades have been announced as the excitement surrounding Deion, Coach Prime Sanders continues. Phase 1 of those upgrades includes the Lee E. Williams Athletic and Assembly Center. That's where they hoop at, the JSU Practice Pavilion, and the outdoor track. Go to HBCUGameday.com for more information. Bad news for former North Carolina A&T Aggie Tarik Cohen. A torn ACL has ended the season for the Chicago Bears running back, but Tarik's entire career has been all about overcoming obstacles. He talked about that with us a few years ago from our documentary, Beyond the Yard, in depth with Tarik Cohen. To say that he played at a high level at A&T is a bit of an understatement. As Tarik went into his senior year, he needed just over 600 yards to become the MEAC Conference all-time leading rusher. But at A&T, under head coach Rod Broadway, there's no room for complacency, and they knew coming into the 2016 season that all eyes were on the Aggie backfield.
Coach Broadway always tells us that the target's on our back and that we can't stay the same. We can't be complacent. So whatever we did last year, we always amp it up. Like right now, our off-season workouts are crazy right now. What we did last year was hard compared to the year before that, and we made it to the Celebration Bowl, but we still didn't get all the goals that we wanted to meet. So this year, our work ethic and our workouts have been extremely hard, and it's going to put us in the right place for this season coming up.
The bullseye on the back of the 2016 Aggies came largely in part to Tarik's show-stopping performance in the 2015 Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl, where he racked up 295 yards and 3 touchdowns en route to an HBCU national championship.
Really, all the people here in Bunn really supported me behind that game. And before the game, I just got a lot of notifications like, we're watching you, we're behind you, and let's go Tarik and all those. And that really drove me. When I had made that run, Twitter was going crazy. My people from Bunn, when I got out the game, I checked those tweets and I was loving it. It was just a good confidence building game, and to know that I still have my people behind me.
Moving forward, Tarik looks to once again take his game to the next level as he hopes to hear his name called in the 2017 NFL Draft. But as he's already learned, he has to elevate his game and take on new responsibilities to make a name for himself in the big leagues.
Solidify myself, I think I do need to get in special teams. And I work on that every day since my freshman year in practice. You know, at the beginning of practice, we go out there, we catch punts, we catch kick returns. I believe my height will be a setback, but it's nothing I haven't heard before. I've heard I'm short before. I heard that I'm small in stature and that I can't take the workload of typical running back, but numbers don't lie. And I feel like that's the only reason you could overlook me is because of my size. So I just factored into the player I am, and I let that fuel my fire. Everyone has their doubts. You know, you may doubt yourself sometimes, but keep going, let that fuel you. And even when you're doubted about other people, let that also fuel your fire. Like, have a motivation. I just continue to prove the doubters wrong. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to getting to that stage, just looking for a team to invite me to their camp and just show them what I'm made of.
Welcome back, everyone. Remember week 1 when I said that there would be absolutely no HBCU football this fall? Well, about that, Florida Memorial University is not only playing football this fall as the only HBCU doing so, it's their first season in 62 years. Vaughn Wilson has more.
Today in Babson Park, Florida, the Florida Memorial Lions fell once again to the Weber International Warriors. But of course, that's not the whole story. After a 62-year absence, Florida Memorial is now playing football again. And of course, they brought a juggernaut as the head coach. Ice Harris believes he can turn the corner and have the Lions competing on the national scale before too long. While the world of HBCU football is shut down for fall 2020, one team stands alone and actually playing games this fall, the Florida Memorial Lions. After a 62-year absence in collegiate football, FMU is back and playing in the NAIA's Mid-South Conference, Sun Division.
Let's go, Lions. Let's go.
On September 19th against Ave Maria, freshman receiver Markel Lee scored the first touchdown for the resurgent football program. And here is the second modern-era touchdown for the Lions against the Weber International Warriors. The Lions are in good hands as former Morgan State University coach Ernest T. Jones is guiding the athletic department, and legendary coach Tim Ice Harris, who had considerable success coaching high school football in Miami, is at the helm of the Lions squad.
With the way we're playing, we have to continue to keep working, keep being committed to what we're doing, and keep understanding the process in terms of, the effort that we all have to do. I'm saying from coaches and players, everybody that's involved with our organization, we all have to make sure that we continue to put up better effort to make sure we flip what's happening here. Consistently each week we find out we're better than the scoreboard, but we just got to be able to do it on the football field. We have yet to do that at this point. But we're excited. We're going to continue to keep working. We're not going to give up. We're not going to quit. We're going to keep driving and keep chopping and making sure that we're going to come together and have an opportunity before it's all over with to have a shot at this conference championship.
Oh, very excited. It's truly the next day at Florida Memorial University
to be able to bring football to South Florida, to be able to bring it to the community of Miami Gardens, is very exciting for us at Florida Memorial. Being the only HBCU playing football, you don't have to travel 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours to play football. You can play football right here in Miami Gardens in South Florida. We give a great education, great academics at Florida Memorial University, great leadership. As you can see, we have all the things that you need to be successful on a football field. Although it was 62 years ago, we totally expect to be competing in this league in the next 2 to 3 years.
Bubble screen number 19.
Football is tough enough, and restarting a program like FMU will have its share of bruises. The Lions are off to an 0-3 start, but Harris says that will not define his team.
We just got to keep chopping, keep going after and looking at, looking inside ourselves. We're finding out now like who we are, who we need to be. We got to keep working toward that, keep staying together as a unit. God has put us in a process of sports that, we glad for him to have given us the opportunity to play. Not just we praise God when we win, we want to make sure we praise him when we lose. We want to make sure we show him the process that we're going to keep working in his name to continue to grow, as a team. And we're going to make this turn. We're going to turn the corner.
Well, I thank God every day that I get to wake up and go to practice and be out here with my guys and playing the sport I love, because so many of my brothers do not get to do that. So it's a blessing. I mean, this part of it is just part of the process. We trust in Coach Ice. We believe in Coach Ice, and we just have to execute. So, Coach Ice has us. He gives us the mindset we can run through a wall as long as he's there. So we really believe, and we just got to get in the lab. We got to trust the process. We have to execute as players. The guys in the office are doing everything they can. We have to execute as players.
Pass is caught again.
Welcome back to the No Huddle. Quick update on Florida Memorial. The program is the only HBCU playing football this fall, but they have had to deal with COVID-19. The FMU home opener that was scheduled for October 3rd against Kaiser University was postponed due to COVID-19 related issues, according to a release from both universities. Hopefully, they can get things back on track if that is indeed the best move in terms of safety for everyone. And those are very hard questions to answer in 2020. But the FMU program has created a lot of buzz so far, including nabbing a graduate transfer from the University of Miami.
One of the captains of the team is Crispin Atkins, whose name might sound familiar. He is a graduate student on the team and played for the Miami Hurricanes while attaining his bachelor's degree in geography.
I saw the vision in Coach Ice. He really instilled that in us, that we can really turn this program around. Even though we haven't been playing for 62 years, we can really do something special. So that was my main reason for coming here. We just have to trust the process. We know it's not overnight. We know it's not going to take 1 or 2 games. We just need to keep working, keep watching film, keep doing the right thing on and off the field, and we'll see success.
We just got to put it all together. We just got to put it all together in 60 minutes to be able to put it to a play, make more. We got to be able to create more explosive plays on offense. Defense got to be able to limit the explosive plays on defense. Defense had a time in there that they was doing a great job stopping them. Offense, we got to turn the corner on offense. We really do. Special teams made a turn today. We got to make sure we make a turn on offense. And that can bring us together to be able to flip this thing, to finish off the next 5 games that we do have.
While it wasn't quite the high-powered offense we've known from an Ice Harris Booker T. Washington squad, the fact that several of his coaches from the Booker T. Washington staff are working with him makes us feel it's just a matter of time.
Trust the brother behind you. Great job. Everybody getting reps. And they're stopping this. Identify. We need more communication.
Jones, now the top administrator in athletics, understands that it will take time to groom the team into the squad they desire.
You know, a legendary coach at Booker T. Washington High School, leading our program right now, leading the Lions. He's going to get it turned around. He's just going to continue to recruit, continue to get those kids who want to be successful, who want to win, who want to graduate, get degrees. Don't worry about Florida Memorial and the Lions. We will be here, and we will be here to stay.
Still, Harris is known for a no-nonsense approach, and he accepts no excuses for the incongruous nature of their play at this time.
Number 20, number 3, runs over a few Warriors.
It's exciting, but first I'd just like to apologize to all of the Florida Memorial University family, alumni, in terms of what's happening in these last 3 weeks with the way we're playing. We have to continue to keep working. We're excited about, that part of the game. A lot of things in terms of having that opportunity because of safety, other schools didn't want to play. But we have to do something. We have to represent it in a positive way in terms of, how we play. We got to play better. We got to coach better and bring our teams, together during the time of the game. I think practices, we be hyped up, we show things, we locked in, but we got to bring it to the game. And that's why we got to be, that's what's got to take us to the level that we have to be on at this point. We're not bringing it to the game.
The Lions were scheduled to have at least a full spring of practice before heading into the season, but the pandemic stopped practice after just 2 days. In other words, you've got a lot of pieces that don't necessarily know how they fit together at this point. While they didn't make this trip, there is something to be said about the HBCU atmosphere with the addition of the FMU Lion Pride Marching Band. As one of South Florida's most notable band directors, Richard Beckford guides their steps. Known as the Pied Piper of bands, Beckford is a graduate of Florida A&M where he was a member of the Marching 100.
Right, we need to limit the mistakes. Out of all these games, I truly believe we've been beating ourselves. So we limit the mistakes, we practice even harder than what we were doing. We watch even more film, I believe we'll get the W.
Just come in and work. Like right now, as soon as the film drop, we're breaking it down, looking at mistakes, fixing mistakes, getting together outside of football to make sure that this stuff does not happen.
This is just the beginning of the reboot of the FMU Lions, and we can't wait for that first matchup against Florida HBCUs when they will take on the Edward Waters Tigers. Lions versus Tigers. That has a nice ring to it.
Welcome back, everyone, and here we are. It's mid-October. And we kind of have football here and there, but it's just not the same. This weekend, I would have been at the Morehouse Tuskegee Classic, which is always a good time, always. And usually it's like the last really hot weekend here in the South, and then the temperatures start to drop. So let's get our mini Ripperton on and take a trip down memory lane. 2 seasons ago, Morehouse and Tuskegee, they go to triple overtime. Props to the fans. 91 degrees in October, no shade at the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic. Snow cone? Yes, please.
Kicking game. You got to do well in the kicking game.
That was Tuskegee's Willie Slater looking into the future earlier in the week. Here in the second quarter, not what he wanted, leaving points on the field. Coach Slater does like this, however, a Justice Owens touchdown, Tuskegee up 10-3. Rich Freeman on the other sideline enjoys himself a 42-yard Santo Dunn touchdown.
Santo Dunn, he's an electrifying player. He's a great teammate for me to have in the backfield. Just give him the ball in space, and he's just going to make something happen with it.
10-10 ball game, and just before the half, Ahmad Duramus looking for Shardian Johnson. And then on the sideline, looking for Shardian Johnson again. But watch the big dog, Lyle Richardson. He's a senior. He says, "Calm down, young fella. Let's keep it pushing. We have another half to go." Halftime, my favorite moment at the break, the godfather of soul, back in Columbus, Georgia. Let's get back to the game. Third quarter, Justice Owens back in the end zone and Tuskegee up 17-10. And it kind of stayed that way for a while. The momentum was heavy on the Golden Tiger side after this fourth down stop with about 8 minutes left to go in the ball game. But the Tuskegee offense couldn't do much either, and Morehouse would get another crack at 4th and goal with the $1:41 remaining. They go to the trick bag, where we find a halfback pass. Frank Bailey Jr. threads the needle to Tremel Gooden. There was 4 defenders there. That's a pretty good job, Frank. So now we're at 17 all, and Morehouse was not having any of those last-second Tuskegee bombs that killed them a year ago. We are going to overtime. First overtime, everybody mad. Because not one, but both teams missed field goals. So we're going to a second overtime. Tuskegee gets creative with an end around to Javarius Cheatham, who runs into the end zone. And so now Morehouse must respond. And they keep it simple. Santo Dunn, make your magic happen, son.
Gotta empty our bucket. My whole team told me empty our buckets. Offense, we empty our buckets, and I never gave up on the play. Never went, not until I was in that end zone. Not until I was in that end zone.
Dunn had to empty that bucket again. Third overtime, gets on the edge, finds a block, sheds a few tackles, into the end zone. Now in the third overtime, you have to go for a 2-point conversion. Morehouse does, they fail. Morehouse leads it 30-24, Tuskegee ball. The Golden Tigers find themselves in a 4th and 1 situation. A stop would be all she wrote. Morehouse gets the stop and the win, 30-24 over Tuskegee. It wasn't a championship, but it certainly felt like it.
They got the taste of a championship in their mouths after having defeating all the teams on the western side. You know, we came into this game and we made it out of a championship. We say it today is the Western Division Championship. And the kids, they took it and they won the football game. So I'm proud of that.
Just to get the coach's feeling that he hasn't had in like 10 years, I think.
Well, that's it for the No Huddle. Wally Pitt has put together another masterpiece, another outstanding show, and I'm just here riding shotgun along with you guys, enjoying the ride. You can subscribe for the latest news updates at HBCUGameday.com, and also on our website, you can get your 10% off discount code for some fresh cross colors gear. You'll look good in it, I promise. I'm Tarik Cohen. We'll see you at HBCUGameday.com. Enjoy your week, everyone.